now. So I was given medicine by force. In the spoon, the two men will cash in, and my mother take me on the lap and then force medicine. I never agreed to take any medicine.
Should we do that now, Srila Prabhupada?
Then he'll kill me. Danda Das. Christian name is Danda Das. Sarvamit. Then Raju. All of Love and Goswami. Started performing the Christ. God is also eternal. We are living beings. God is also living being. But He is the chief living being. He is the chief eternal. We are also eternal, but we are not chief. Why? Eko jo bahulam vidadhati tam. And just like we require a leader, similarly, he is the supreme leader. He is maintainer. He is provident. He is providing everyone's necessities. We can see that there are elephants in Africa. Who is providing them food? There are millions of ants within the whole of your room. Who is feeding them? He is already supplying the necessities, but then why shall I bother him for supplying the necessities? He is already supplying, without asking. The ants and the elephants, they do not go to the church for asking God, oh, give us our daily bread, but still they are getting. We require these things, and God has created. He has given us enough. Purnameda, Purnamada, Purna, Purnamudachyate. Everything is complete. Ishavashamidam sarvam. Everything is completely arranged by the Supreme Law. Tatena tattena bhundita. So we should be cognizant how we are benefited by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and what is our duty. Perfect. He doesn't require our service. But if we are engaged in His service, that is our healthy condition. Just like this finger is part and parcel of my body. Now I am asking this finger, keep like this, move like this. This is healthy condition of the finger. But if I want to take service from the finger in some way, but if the finger cannot serve it, this means unhealthy condition. Similarly, when we do not serve God, that is our unhealthy condition. That is material condition. Therefore, there was a big meeting in Naimisharanya.
But my opinion is that where Krishna and Arjuna are present, there will be all good fortune. He directly confirmed that Dhritarashtra could not expect victory for his side. Victory was certain for the side of Arjuna because Krishna was there. Krishna's acceptance of the post of charioteer for Arjuna was an exhibition of another opulence. Krishna is full of all opulencies, and renunciation is one of them. There are many instances of such renunciation, for Krishna is the master of renunciation. The fight was actually between Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. Arjuna was fighting on behalf of his elder brother, Yudhishthira. Because Krishna and Arjuna were on the side of Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira's victory was certain. The battle was to decide who would rule the world, and Sanjaya predicted that the power would be transferred to Yudhishthira. It is also predicted here that Yudhishthira, after gaining victory in this battle, would flourish more and more, because he was not only righteous and pious, but he was a strict moralist. He never spoke a lie during his life. There are many less intelligent persons who take Bhagavad Gita to be a discussion of topics between two friends in a battlefield. But such a book cannot be scripture. Some may protest that Krishna incited Arjuna to fight, which is immoral, but the reality of the situation is clearly stated. Bhagavad Gita is the supreme instruction in morality. The supreme instruction of morality is stated in the 9th chapter, in the 34th verse. Manmana bhavamad bhakta. One must become a devotee of Krishna, and the essence of all religion is to surrender unto Krishna. As stated, Sarva Dharman. The instructions of Bhagavad Gita constitute the supreme process of religion and of morality. All other processes may be purifying and may lead to this process, but the last instruction of the Gita is the last word in all morality and religion. Surrender unto Krishna. This is the verdict of the 18th chapter. From the Bhagavad Gita, we can understand that to realize oneself by philosophical speculation and by meditation is one process, but to fully surrender unto Krishna is the highest platform, is the highest perfection. This is the essence of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. The path of regulative principles, according to the orders of social life, and according to the different courses of religion, may be a confidential path of knowledge in as far as the rituals of religion are confidential, but one is still involved with meditation and cultivation of knowledge. Surrender unto Krishna in devotional service, in full Krishna consciousness, is the most confidential instruction and is the essence of the 18th chapter.
Produce food. And now I see in your this body of land, you have got enough land to produce food grain. You will produce food grain. I understand that instead of growing food grain, you are growing sugar cane for exporting oil, and you are dependent on food grains, rice, wheat, dal, oil. Why this second? You first of all grow your own eatable. And if there is time, and if your population has got sufficient food grain, then you can try to grow other fruits and vegetables for exporting. The first necessity is that you should be self-sufficient. That is God's arrangement. Everywhere there is sufficient land to produce food. Not only in your country, I have traveled all over the world, Africa, Australia, and other, America also. There is so much land taken that if we produce food grain, then we can feed 10 times as much population as exists in one. There is no question of scarcity. What is human form of life? Now, by our pious activities, we may be elevated to the higher planetary system, Sargolo, heavenly planet. But what we shall gain there? The same sense gratification in a higher standard. Just like sense gratification is there in the society of the cats and dogs, sense gratification is there in one country, in another country, but the arrangement is maybe little different. But the
Welcome to Africa. guy walks by in front of us.
have you among us, and we welcome you in behalf of the people of Mauritius to this island, and hope you will enjoy your short stay here. And Swamiji, how long are you going to stay here?
The program is 1 week.
1 week. Have you got any special program? You are going for lectures or?
I do not know what they have arranged. But, my secretary said that it will go on.
Had you had any idea of Mauritius before you came here? Do you know anything about
my
it?
idea is to preach Krishna consciousness, because for want of this knowledge, our mission of human life is failing all over the world. Therefore, I am trying to introduce this Krishna consciousness all over the world without any distinction of caste, creed, color. God is for everyone. And we have forgotten our relationship with God. Therefore, we are suffering in so many ways. And His instruction is there in the Bhagavad Gita. If we follow, then we become happy. And the progress have to die quickly. This is the progress. At any moment he can die. As soon as he is on the car, 70 miles speed, that means taking the risk of dying at any moment. This is the problem. Village to another. That was primitive. Now you can go 100 miles away from home for earning money and taking risk to die at any moment. That is progress. Is it not?
Oh, yes.
Formerly they are satisfied by tilling the ground, getting food grains. Now they have started factories at the cost of thousands of men's labor, some directors getting money and enjoying life. That is problem. And these rascals, laborers, they are thinking that this men are getting the profit cream of this business. We are working. Why not take ours? That is communism.
There is one.
And by taking, when he is cured, he will find out it is very sweet.
So then he has to recognize that there's some problem in this, living in this material world.
No, he does not find any happiness on account of this too much materialistic mind.
That is the disease.
That is the disease.
So actually the more he...
It has to be cured by this Bhakti Yoga. So in the Bhakti Yoga, in the beginning, it will taste bitter. Therefore, they do not come. But if they take Bhakti Yoga, then the material disease will be cured and they will find it very sweet.
Yes. So the more
protection from being hurt. Chat means hurting. So suppose if I unnecessarily hurt you, then it is the duty of the government to give you protection. So unless I am also punished by violence, he cannot give you protection. So this is also necessary. Therefore, in the society there must be Kshatriya. The Brahmanas should be learned, they should give instruction, advice. The Kshatriyas should give protection. The Vaishyas should produce economic development, and the rest they should assist Shudras. That's all. This
comes from many lamps.
But your preaching consists only from the Gita.
Yes, that is the supreme light. There are degrees of light. There is sunlight and there is this light. You cannot compare this light with the sunlight. Light comes from everywhere. But that does not mean the sunlight and this light is the same.
No,
First of all, you understand this. You have question about the light. First of all, you understand there are degrees of light. You cannot say this light and the sunlight is the same.
By this you mean that those who adapt to the life by the teachings coming from the Quran or from the Bible is
that is your
lesser life.
That is your business to study. But we give you the idea that light comes from everywhere. There is one glow one. That light also light. And the sunlight is also light. You cannot think that the glow worm's light and the sunlight is the same. Now it is your business to see which is glow worm light and which is sunlight. That is your business.
It has been connected with certain imperialistic countries.
Let them say all nonsense. What can I say? Every nonsense will speak something nonsense. How can I check it? There are so many nonsenses. Therefore, we are trying to make all this nonsense into human being. That is our problem. So long he is on nonsense, he will go on speaking nonsense. What can I do?
Swamiji, one thing I want to know. This slok, from where you have quoted this slok? This slok.
Yes, it is in the 3rd chapter of 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavad. Have you got all the Bhagavatas? 12 canto? So you can note it. There are many things. There dampatye ratimevahi. Intelligence. Simply one can understand what is the difference between the dead body and the living body. Living body means there is the soul. A dead body means there is no more soul. Janati tattata takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti tom. The solution is there. You try to understand Krishna, then he'll have not to accept any more material body. Simple thing. Is greater than the greatest and smaller than the smallest. Ishara Dharma Videsho Vinotishti. I find that nice, small things that he has got all the anatomical framework. That is small, gentle, jolly, there is also Nam Tadasthan Paramanusaya. Krishna is using their thoughts. Very good. Knowledge, philosophy, logic. You want to study Krishna? So many books. You cannot finish even within your life. Study. You have already published 60 books. Brahma and Parabrahma. Krishna is Parabrahma. To study Brahma and Parabrahma. We are all Brahmas, but Krishna is Parabrahma.
Do you think, Swami, that man can become perfect?
Oh yes. That is the chance of a human being. Therefore in the human society there is school, college, education, culture. Not in the animal society. Because they can be made into perfect, not the animals. So if they are denied proper education, that is the greatest harm. They got the opportunity and the authorities are not giving them the opportunity.
No, but do you mean the perfectness is to become the God or to become the man?
Right.
Then I want
You cannot become God.
What perfectness means?
Perfect means to become godly.
Can you indulge directly into politics? Can you be indulged directly in politics?
Krishna was in politics, so he instructed Arjuna to fight. This is politics for the good cause.
Svajyam Akirti Karam Arjuna. The Supreme Person, Bhagavan, said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the progressive values of life. They do not lead to higher planets, but to infamy." Purport. Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical. Therefore, Lord Krishna is referred to as Bhagavan throughout the Gita. Bhagavan is the ultimate in the absolute truth. Absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding, namely Brahman, or the impersonal, all-pervasive spirit, Paramatma, or the localized aspect of the Supreme within the heart of all living entities, and Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this conception of the Absolute Truth is explained thus: Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam hameti paramatmeti bhavaniti shabdyate. The Absolute Truth is realized in three phases of understanding by the knower of the Absolute Truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of the Absolute Truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, 2nd Chapter, 11th Verse. These three divine aspects can be explained by the example of the sun, which also has three different aspects.
Because the body is born in America, therefore he is thinking America. The body is born in India, therefore he is thinking India. The body is born in Hindu family, therefore he is thinking Hindu. So, this is the, there cannot be any standard civilization. So this Krishna consciousness movement means we are trying to eradicate this conception of life, bodily conception of life. An animal, he is also thinking, I am dog, I am cat, I am cow, I am ass, on account of this bodily concept of life. And if we, human beings, we also remain in that bodily concept of life, then we are no better than the animals. We also depend. So if we remain engaged only on the principles of four demands of body, then we remain animals. Our extra education requires that I am not this body, I am spirit soul, and there is necessity of the soul. If we don't come to this platform, then we remain animals.
Striving for peace in the world, is it one of your goals?
Yes. Everyone is trying for peace in the world. I have already referred to the United Nations organization. They are also trying peace of the world. But one must know the right way how to bring peace in the world.
Has a great faith in Bhagavad Gita, and Gita is the result of the war. How do you explain it?
The war is also necessary. When there are demons, they should be punished. But we must know who is demon and who is not demon. Just like any good state, just like our Indian state, accepting that we attain our independence by Mahatma Gandhi's non-violent movement. But do you think that India is keeping non-violent?
Prayachate, that one can offer to me with love and devotion a flower, leaf. In this way he mentions vegetarian items. He never says offer me meat. So a bhakta or a devotee, he eats prasadam, which means the remnants of the offering to Krishna. So he offers Krishna very nice things of halava and rasgulla and sandesh and puri and so many kachoris, so many samosas, so many nice things. Neither do we find the necessity to slaughter the animal and eat the flesh. We don't find need for that. Although we have been ourselves brought up in such a culture, we find after taking to this process that we lose our taste for these things. We no longer require, in fact we even shun it. If someone should offer something with meat, we will reject it immediately.
We do not take any meals in the airplane. We take our meals with us. Although we pay for that, first class,
Yes.
but still we do not. They offer and give us some fruit, that's all.
Coming here on Air India, the stewardess was very surprised why we weren't, they had so much and nice elaborate meals prepared, but we don't take these things.
We go. Nobody is interested in the spiritual life. Therefore, no customer is coming. We go to sell our goods there.
Have you had a significant impact on the American society?
What is that?
What is that?
Have you had a significant impact on the American society? The values you preach, have they influenced Americans to a certain degree?
Oh yes. You can go in America, any country, any city, and everyone will know Hare Krishna. We're getting...
That's not what I mean. What I mean is, have Americans started to be less violent, for instance? Or have they started to be less egoistical? Or have they started to be less...
Well, not unless they follow our movement. But those who have followed our movement, recently there was one study that was published by a very eminent sociologist in America from the University of California, the Union Theological Center, and he stated in that book that the members of this movement, formerly they were drug-addicted hippies, and now they have become servants of Krishna and humanity, loving servants. So he has given proof through intensive interviews that one who joins this movement, he dramatically his life becomes changed.
He is a big professor, and his books are being sold in higher circle. Professor Judah. One's life perfect and successful.
Is Hare Ramakrishna movement related to Shivananda movement?
What is that?
The movement of Swami Shivananda.
Divine Life Society.
I do not know anyone's movement. We are pushing on our movement on the basis of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's movement. Therefore we have named Krishna consciousness. So if you know about the Bhagavad Gita, then talk on that. Don't bring anyone else.
Bhagavan Krishna had mentioned that Swadharmam Jidhanam Shreya. But I want to know why you are creating a class of sannyasis like these people to bar their work.
That is your ignorance. You do not know what is Sadharma. Sadharma, according to Bhagavad Gita, Sadharma means Varnashram Dharma. 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrama. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are 4 Varnas. And 4 Ashramas means Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. So, our Indian culture means Varnashram Dharma. Varnashram Charavata, Purushena Parapama, Vishnu Aradhate Pungsha. It is a systematic way of social and spiritual life, this Varnashram. So unless one comes to this system of life, he is not a human being, he is an animal.
primary form of income is through the sale of books. Srila Prabhupada has written almost 60 books, 400 pages each. These books are published by the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, which has headquarters in Los Angeles, London, and Bombay. And London, Los Angeles, and New York. So the amount of literature is quite large. First of all, we have our Back to Godhead magazine, a monthly magazine that is now being published, 1 million copies per month. And then of the books, the sale of the month is $250,000 per month, approximately between 3 and 3:30 in the morning. And we take morning bath and put tilak on the body, 12 different places. And then we have Mangal Arti. We worship the deity. Here we have the deity of Gaur Nitai. Our other temples, we have Radha Krishna. And after Mangal Arti, then we perform the japa meditation. And we chant at least 16 rounds on the japa beads daily. That takes approximately 2 hours of time. Then we have our classes. We have classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is 12 cantos in length, 18,000 verses, and which has been given by Srila Prabhupada with very elaborate purports for each verse. So each day, one verse is very carefully studied and analyzed and understood. Then we have our prasadam. We are vegetarians. We do not take any meat, fish, or eggs. And then afterwards we have our morning duties. We have so many different activities, work. And this way the day is spent up until approximately 10 o'clock at night when we take our rest.
When the children in Dallas,
We have our Gurukul school in Dallas, where we have the children of our householders. The children are sent there at the age of 5, and there they are taught in association with other children these principles of Krishna consciousness. They are trained. They are trained in English and Sanskrit. They are trained in cleanliness, to be as Brahmins, to be the leaders of society. This is the present need of the modern civilization, that there is no Brahmin class. And by Brahmin class we don't mean those who are born Brahmins, but those who are qualified as Brahmins. At the present moment, Brahmin simply means that one has been born a Brahmin, but that doesn't make one a qualified Brahmin. Just like if my father is a high court judge, that doesn't mean that I am a high court judge. I also have to go to the university and take training and be recognized by the bar. So at the present moment, there is no institution that is actually training Brahmins. And without the Brahmins are meant to be the leaders of society. As Srila Prabhupada mentioned, the Varnashram system, the leaders of that system are the Brahmins. And now we see in the modern civilization there is no one who...
Thank you very much, Swamiji, and hope that your stay will be very fruitful after a long and arduous work that you have been doing throughout the world. We hope that you will be...
I want to see the leading man
Yes.
of this place, because if they understand the importance of this movement, then my mission will be successful.
We will have the opportunity of saying.
Yes. Jajjal acharati shrestha tattadeva itareja. Bhagavad Gita is saying.
Yes.
The leaders
Yes.
Whatever they do,
Yes.
the ordinary common man follows.
Follow suit. That's fine. Yes.
So the living men of Mauritius, with the understanding common movement, then I am sure it will be very much beneficial for everyone.
For you. So thank you very much, Swamiji, on behalf of the people of Mauritius, of all our friends, and the NBC TV who have been very kind enough. Here you have the chairman here, and we are very grateful to you.
The whole world is under the bodily concept of life. Even big nations, just like your Prime Minister has gone to the United Nations, there are many big men in the United Nations. They will speak, and they are speaking for the last 30 years. The United Nations is formed, but they could not find any solution of the problems of life, because the basic principle they are losing. They do not know. Every one of them is thinking on the bodily platform. I am Indian, I am American, I am German, and I am Englishman, like that. Therefore there is no solution, because the basic principle is wrong. Unless we understand what is the wrong on the active principle of the body, the problem cannot be solved. Just like if you cannot diagnose the disease simply by symptomatic treatment, he cannot make the gambling, no income. This is materialistic way of life. Otherwise, what is the difference between this life and that life? So, if we stick to the materialistic way of life, it will be very difficult to understand this Krishna consciousness movement. Matinna Krishna Padati Vitakula Mitho Vipadvita Vidhapritana. Why? Adanta Gogi. Adanta means uncontrolled. Uncontrolled. Our senses are uncontrolled. This morning, when I was walking on the beach, we found so many things. The capsule of the Coca-Cola, cigarette butts, and so many other things. So, what is the necessity of this Coca-Cola? You don't find all these things in our society. We don't drink Coca-Cola. We don't drink Pepsi-Cola. We don't smoke. So many things which are selling in the market in huge quantity by advertisement, by victimizing the poor customers. But they are called unnecessary. There is no need of such things. But Adanta because the senses cannot be controlled, they are making business. They are making business. Unnecessary. So we have to control the senses. If we really want spiritual life, if we really want to be free from these material classes, then we have to learn how to control the senses. That is one. That one.
Red one?
Yes. That is also male.
Yes.
White children, they are also in there. You will get in any form of it. They are loitering on the without any home. We have concern home. Therefore we are advanced. This is it. The business is the same, that's all right. But we are improved. This is it. The result and action of karma.
Dice en Bhagavad Gita que tiene que actuar solamente por Cristo, si no se va a hartarse en el resultado de su trabajo. Jagarta.
They say that everything in the universe always goes to a disarrangement. It's disarranging, disorder. Everything in the universe is tending towards the greatest disorder. But what they're experiencing is that there's a big order that started one day, no? Like this big order of all the laws they're seeing, the world going around, spinning, and the sun, and so many nice arrangements, this body, complicated machine. But they just won't ask what's the cause of that. If everything goes to disorder, who started the order in the first place? They don't ask it. They just won't ask. If one raises this question, they just say, we have no means of knowing that. And they just leave
That
it like
means you are asking. Because you have no means, have no...
This is His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Many patients in the hospital.
Yeah.
Why do they not mention about them and give them food? Will it be allowed? There are thousands of patients in many hospitals. They are starving. And go and supply them food? Why do they not go there?
Because it's the order of superior.
Huh? Whatever it may be, there is some reason for their starving.
Most people don't understand that's actually allotted to people due to karma. They think that it's just some accident.
They are also starving. They have got enough food at home, but they are starving.
Yes.
Why? Why they do not go there?
They become disgusted with their families.
Anyway, starving. There are many persons starving. The conclusion is the starving is one of the items of this material. Why they are rotting? Throughout the whole world there are so many persons. They are rotting in the jail. Why?
Because the last
Is it due to others' fault or his fault?
His fault.
His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, will soon be getting here, and we're getting the temple ready for the occasion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare.
Private garden, he speaks with a well-known Venezuelan lawyer and the Dominican ambassador to Turkey.
So, therefore, the modern education, they're simply committing sinful activities.
Sí, la educación moderna simplemente están cometiendo actividades pecaminosas.
The nature's law is so strict that we are walking on the grass and killing some ants and insects. So we are responsible.
La ley de la naturaleza es tan estricta que estamos caminando sobre la grama y matamos algunos insectos y hormigas y somos responsables.
Therefore, unless we keep ourselves busy in Krishna's business, we are becoming liable to be punished for so many criminal activities.
Por eso, a menos que nos mantengamos ocupados en el servicio de Krishna, nos estamos volviendo más y más culpables por las actividades pecaminosas.
Just like in your law, if somebody kills somebody else, he is punished.
Por ejemplo, en su ley, si uno mata a otro, él es castigado.
The man-made laws, they are made that if a man kills another man, then he is punished. But if he kills an ant, he is not punished.
Algunas leyes hechas por los hombres, y si un hombre mata a otro hombre, es castigado por la ley, pero si mata a una hormiga está bien, no puede.
But God-made laws is, if you kill a man, you are punishable. If you kill an ant, you are punished.
Pero la ley hecha por Dios, si usted mata a un hombre o si mata a una hormiga, usted es castigable.
His Divine Grace daily gives discourses on his morning walks about the value of human life and the purpose behind spiritual understanding. Disciples and friends, as well as important dignitaries from all parts of the world, put questions to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, and he explains very simply, from the highest platform of spiritual realization, the sublime nature of this Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Died by the sunshine. So one is saying, this side is better than the other side. Although it is true, because the upside is died, he says this is better side. Similarly, you have to die, but they think that dying out of starvation or motor accident is not good. Dying in this way is good. But when you say stop dead, they don't hear.
Also that
Where is contradiction? Everyone is being controlled. Where is contradiction?
in the sense they say they speak, one day they say one thing, one day they say something else.
That means rascal.
Yeah.
That means that. You cannot talk because you have no knowledge. You say perhaps, maybe. The value of your knowledge. Don't talk. The monkey is very busy. You see, whatever I say, unnecessary. And people in India, as one man goes, drive. But they think they are very busy, very important. But
Very small brain, big mouth. the people who work at the park.
You have got nice arrangement for capturing, but no opportunity for capturing. Male, this is male.
Eso es un macho, Prabhu, digo.
No food.
Ninguna comida.
Inviting some of us.
Está invitándonos.
The more you distribute, the more you become recognized.
The more you distribute, the more you become recognized.
That is in college. But like the same teacher, I heard him saying this. Though he says this, he says there is no God. This is an invention of the necessity of man.
Then why do you die? Why do you die?
No, he says it's the most perfect, that no one can make something better.
Where is perfection? Why do you die? You don't like to die. Where is perfection? Nobody wants to die. But it is sure that he will die. Where is perfection?
He says because of the fear of dying, one invents God.
Huh?
He is saying because one is...
Stop it, this. Then we shall not think of God. So, you follow the advices given by Rupa Goswami. Utsaha, the first thing is enthusiasm. That I must see Krishna. You are seeing Krishna, the deity of Krishna, and Krishna is not different. But even personally, you can see, simply we have to continue the enthusiasm.
Ustedes deben seguir las instrucciones dadas por Rupa Goswami Utsaha. Utsaha significa entusiasmo. Con entusiasmo uno puede ver a Krishna. Ya ustedes ven a Krishna porque la deidad es Krishna. Pero si ustedes quieren ver a Krishna personalmente, el único requisito es entusiasmo.
Enthusiasm means to take things very seriously. Utsaha, dhajya, and patiently. Although we are determined to go back to home, back to Godhead, so we should patiently follow the rules and regulations.
Entusiasmo significa paciencia y también que nosotros tomamos las cosas muy en serio, muy seriamente aceptamos todo con paciencia y de seriedad. Eso es, podemos ayudarnos a volver a Krishna.
So these are the 6 principles. Endeavor, have enthusiasm and firm determination and patience and executing the regulative principles, tat karma pravartana. And sato vritte means behavior must be very honest, no duplicity. And ustad, dhajya, tat kunishya, tat karma pravartana. Sato vritte, dealing must be very honestly, no hypocrisy. Tat karma pravartana, sadhu sangha. And in the association of devotees. If you follow these 6 principles, namely enthusiasm, determination, patience, and executing the regulative principle, and keep yourself honest and in the association of devotees. If you follow receiving me in this temple, and I was very happy, so my request is that you continue your devotional service very faithfully and rigidly. Then in this life you will be able to see Krishna face to face. That is a fact.
Les agradezco a ustedes mucho por su buena recepción y me gustó mucho estar aquí Y yo pido esto, que ustedes siguen muy estrictamente y fielmente con su servicio devocional para que en este video ustedes puedan ver a Krishna cara a cara.
This man led a worldwide revolution in consciousness in the 60s. Wherever he went, thousands of people were there to greet and honor him. His name was A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he brought the Hare Krishna religion to American shores.
He even influenced the Beatles, and they helped spark interest in Krishna. Hi, I'm Manya Sergi.
And I'm Larry Laurent. Today we're going to explore the life and character of the man who influenced the lives of millions and made Hare Krishna a household word. At different times, Swami Prabhupada was known as a scholar, a philosopher, a cultural ambassador, a prolific author, a religious leader, a spiritual teacher, a social critic, and a holy man. He was not one of those modern entrepreneurial gurus who come to the West with slickly packaged, watered-down versions of Eastern spirituality. Swami Prabhupada was, rather, a true holy man, a person who is called Acharya, which means a master who teaches by his own example. After arriving in the United States in 1965 at the age of 69, Swami Prabhupada formed the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This later developed into a worldwide spiritual community with hundreds of centers, schools, temples, and farms, with thousands of dedicated disciples. To have achieved all this in only 12 years was a remarkable achievement. But in addition, Swami Prabhupada also wrote and published over 80 volumes of translation and commentary on the great classics of ancient India. His books were welcomed with great critical acclaim by the academic community, and they were soon accepted in many universities and libraries around the world. Before passing away in 1977, Swami Prabhupada had succeeded in transmitting the profound wisdom of the ancient Vedic culture in a way that was clearly understandable to the modern man. He could explain difficult philosophical concepts to people who were totally unfamiliar with the complex Indian religious tradition. Between 1966 and 1977, Swami Prabhupada circled the globe 11 times. Whenever he traveled, he would emerge daily into the chill and quiet of the early morning, and he would take a lengthy stroll with an entourage of students, disciples, and guests. Swami Prabhupada also appeared very frequently on American television. Let's take a look at one of those interviews.
You founded the Hare Krishna movement some 7 years ago in 1967, did you not?
Yes.
In a capsule, what is the movement?
The movement is to awaken God consciousness of the human being. The human being is distinguished from the animals, that the animals cannot understand what is God.
Mm-hmm.
And if the human being also does not understand what is God, then he is enemy.
I see. And so your movement is to bring about an understanding of God among human beings.
Yes.
And Hare Krishna means what?
Hare Krishna means addressing the energy of God. Hare means the energy of God, and Krishna means God.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you were here yesterday and to attend your annual festival that was held here in Golden Gate Park, and we were there too. And in fact, here it is. A few thousand people came out to hear it. How many people are now disciples of the Krishna consciousness movement?
Dedicated life, about 10,000.
About 10,000 dedicated
in
ones.
the Western world.
Your Grace, is there any significance at all in the shaved head? Why are heads shaved?
We keep ourselves very clean, that's all.
Oh, it's just a cleanliness thing?
Yes.
Is there any significance in the color of the robes?
At least at the present moment, people think that by keeping long hair, it becomes very beautiful.
I see.
Yes. So we are against that.
Just as simple as that. Is there any significance in the yellow robes?
Yellow robe is the dress, those who are dedicated.
It could very well have been a blue robe. It's just something that was arrived at.
This saffron.
Your Grace, why do you feel that so many people are pulling away from the traditional religions in this country, such as Christianity and so forth, and going for the trying to understand the Eastern religions? We hear a lot of swamis and gurus and other type of yogi and so forth. Why do you feel that people are pulling away from the traditional Christian standards here?
But we see that the Christian churches, especially I've seen in London, mostly closed. People are not interested, or the Christian leaders, they cannot make them interested.
Why? Did Christianity fail the people, which is why they're turning to other things? Or?
I think so.
You say that Hare Krishna consciousness pretty much takes the absolute truths from the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and the Vedic.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Religion means to understand God.
I understand, but do you feel that in getting truths from various places like the Bible and the Quran and so forth, don't you run into conflicts at all or contradictions in those particular philosophies?
No, I don't find any conflict, because the ultimate goal is God. So you have to understand God and try to love Him. So you can go through any religious process. If the goal is attained, that you understand what is goal, and you try to love Him, then your life is perfect.
Why do we see so many of your followers chanting almost all the time?
Chanting means to keep association with God always.
So you have to audibly chant Hare Krishna?
Yes. This is transcendental vibration. Just like a radio message, if you keep contact with the radio message, then you know everything what is going on outside. Similarly, this transcendental sound, Hare Krishna, if you chant, then you keep connection with God directly.
Thank you very much, Your Divine Grace. It's been our privilege to talk with you and to meet you.
Thank you.
And hope that we can see you again when you return.
Hare Krishna.
We'll be back with more news in just a moment.
We were also able to obtain some candid footage of Swami Prabhupada going about his daily activities, and we found that there is a remarkable consistency between his private life and his public life.
receiving the transcendental knowledge through Guru Parampara, succession. So we have to simply take instruction from Guru, and if we execute that to our heart and soul, that is success. That is practical. I have no personal qualification, but I simply try to satisfy my Guru. That's all. My Guru Maharaj asked me that if you get some money, you print books. Therefore I am stressing on this point. So kindly help me. This is my request. Print as many books in as many languages and distribute throughout the whole world. Then Krishna consciousness movement will automatically increase. That Supreme Lord is omnipotent, omniscient. He knows everything. But the living being does not know actually what is the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the difference between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and ordinary living being. My father wanted me to become like this. Know everything, what is going on. He never wanted me to be a worldly man, earning money. He never wanted. That is explained in Narad Pancharatra. Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam tatparattena nirmanam. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktirishcha. When we become free from these artificial designations, American consciousness, Indian consciousness, African consciousness, there is no such thing. This is artificial. Even bird and bees, they also feel consciousness, pain and pleasure. Just like when there is scorching heat, you feel some pain. Is that American, Indian or African? Scorching heat is every feeling. If you say that I am feeling scorching heat American way, क्यों जी?
हाँ जी।
ऐसा हो सकता है?
नहीं हो सकता।
Simply these are artificial.
हाँ।
The Western world, the younger generation were being frustrated with the hippie movement. So when they saw something tangible, they accepted it.
What things would, if everyone in the United States believed in Krishna to the extent that you do, what would happen to this country? How would it be transformed?
They'll be very happy and peaceful. There will be no more hippies.
What would you describe as a hippie? Someone who smokes.
You know better than me. Something extraordinary. So you may love humanity, but because you do not love Krishna, therefore do not love the cows, you send them around. So your love will remain defective. It will never be complete. And if you love Krishna, then you love him, the small ant. He's not interested in to kill him with an ant. That is real love.
Now Gopal Krishna in India requested that BBT give him a loan of $160,000. In India, just during the Mayapur festival, he requested a loan from US BBT for $160,000, which would be used to construct the second residence building.
How will you pay back?
His plan was that the American temples would purchase rooms, and over a period of 4 or 5 years, they would pay that money back. So is that still approved by you, by your Divine Grace?
Yes, I know that.
The only thing is that we will have to delay the loan, because for the next 3 months, all our money will be used to print these 17 books.
Costable books, then loan. However, we cannot hold up printing, that is not possible. This you must always keep in view. We are not going to, the surplus money we are going to pay. Not that at the cost of stopping printing. You must always keep it. When you require money for printing, there is no question of loan or temporary. This should be our
Our guest today was the personal servant to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for almost 2.5 years. He also traveled with him all over the world and got to know him on a very intimate basis. Please welcome His Holiness Prabhupada Kripa Swami. What may I call you, Swami?
Maharaj is more common.
How did you get your name? It's similar to Prabhupada's name. You were his secretary.
Yeah, I traveled with Srila Prabhupada for the last 2 years of his life. Later on, after Prabhupada's disappearance, I took the renounced order of life from one of my godbrothers. Because of my elevation in Krishna consciousness, due to that intimate contact with Srila Prabhupada, then I was given the name Prabhupada Kripa Swami, which means one who has got the mercy of Prabhupada.
What was the one most striking thing that impressed you most about Prabhupada?
The most striking thing, I think, was Prabhupada's tremendous compassion and determination to do something to help the suffering of the world's population. He had a very genuine desire to want to help others. This is the nature of pure devotional service. When one becomes a devotee and he becomes Krishna conscious or fully God conscious himself, then he has no problems for himself. He knows that at the end of this life he'll go back to Godhead, or he'll go back to the spiritual world. And even in this lifetime he experiences no real difficulties because his consciousness is fixed. But he sees that so many others, due to their ignorance of their spiritual nature, they are suffering. They're suffering from old age, they're suffering from disease, they're suffering from so many minor distractions, etc. And he wants to help them to be freed from their suffering. So the only ambition that a devotee has is to try to help others. And he becomes distressed if he sees others in distress. That's his nature.
Did he reveal any intimate thoughts to you or any other GBC members?
Everything that Prabhupada wanted to say, he put in his books. It's an open secret. It's not that Prabhupada just kept some knowledge or some ideas just to an intimate few. Those who were intimately connected with Srila Prabhupada got the same instruction as those who may have never even met Srila Prabhupada. Everything is there. He's written 80 volumes of books. And Prabhupada often told us that everything that I wanted to say is there in my books. And anyone who has read those books thoroughly can become just as qualified.
He's written how many volumes again?
Over 80 volumes.
How long did it take him to write those?
Prabhupada began seriously writing in 1960, and then when he came to the West in 1965, he began a very intensive program of writing.
You worked very closely with him. Did he really write those himself?
Oh, yes. When we were taking rest, that was when Prabhupada was up writing. I would give him a massage in the evening time, about 9, 10 o'clock at night. Then I would go and take rest, and then immediately, practically, Srila Prabhupada would rise, he would chant on his beats, and then he would sit down, and all night long, from midnight practically till 5 o'clock in the morning, he was translating from original Sanskrit volumes into English.
So let's add that up. How many hours did he sleep a day?
Probably 3 or 4 at most.
7 days a week?
Yes.
Just kept on going?
Yes, same program every day wherever we were.
He was what, how many, 70, 80 years old?
At the time when I was traveling with Srila Prabhupada, he was 79 years old.
How did he get the energy?
Spiritual energy. Prabhupada was inspired from the spiritual platform, and despite the fact that due to old age his body was giving him so many problems, it never affected his ability to work. He had a tremendous amount of energy. He could outpace all of his disciples, and we're all young men.
How would Prabhupada react to the resistance of the Hare Krishnas? I know the Hare Krishnas have been ridiculed and made fun of and called cults and been the object of a lot of opposition and persecution. How would Prabhupada react to this?
Prabhupada was very strong about that kind of misnomer, cult, etc. He knew that this movement was pure and the highest form of religious practice. So whenever there would be any accusation, his reaction would be to immediately preach very strongly as to what the actual situation was. He would tell us to go out and utilize the media and utilize the opportunity of controversy for telling people what Krishna consciousness was actually all about. So he actually became very enthused sometimes when there was some controversy, because he knew that this is an opportunity, and he saw it this way. It was an opportunity sent by Krishna to enable us to become more prominent, to get more people's attention to Krishna consciousness and asking questions. That was this is one of the processes that we want people to ask about Krishna consciousness. So if there's a little controversy, we don't mind.
Right.
And Prabhupada was always very enthusiastic whenever the opportunity came to preach.
Maharaj, there are a lot of gurus or spiritual leaders of some movements claim to be God. Did Prabhupada ever claim to be God?
No, never. Prabhupada was very disturbed by these false claims, bogus people who claim to be the Supreme Person, but actually have no power that the Supreme Lord has. Prabhupada always made it very clear to us that his position and the position of any living entity is that we are servants of God. Krishna is all-powerful, omniscient, omnipresent.
The humans are not the masters, and he was not the master.
Yes, we are simply servants of the Supreme Lord. And the natural position for any living entity is to serve the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna.
Prabhupada was a very amazing man, working 18, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. What was the one most amazing thing you've seen him do?
The most amazing thing about Prabhupada was the way that he was completely unaffected by all of the adoration that he got from his disciples, from all of the material facility that Krishna supplied to him for spreading Krishna consciousness. The way that he was able to remain the same humble, simple personality. That was the most amazing thing. Prabhupada was not a man who was displaying magical feats. He attracted us by his purity, by his simplicity, and by his genuine honesty and compassion. And that was actually, in this world, that is very amazing, to find a person who is actually pure, completely unmotivated, who simply wants to help you. And the more that we took advantage of that help from Prabhupada, the more help he wanted to give us. That was always very amazing. There was no flaw in Prabhupada's character.
Now, a man like that, how are you able to tell people who are joining your movement now, 5, 6 years after his death, how are you able to really fully describe him?
It's very difficult to fully describe a pure devotee of the Lord. What we can do is try to give people what Prabhupada has given us, the pure, unadulterated standard of Krishna consciousness that he displayed. This is what we want to give to others. And then when people experience real Krishna consciousness, real God consciousness, they'll know something about Srila Prabhupada.
Wish we could talk a few more minutes about Prabhupada, but we've run out of time, so we'll have to go back to the anchor desk in Manya.
Dr. Stilson Judah is Professor Emeritus at the University of California at Berkeley. His field is the history of religion. We asked Dr. Judah to tell us about his association with Swami Prabhupada.
The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is a bona fide movement. It is a movement which is actually older than that of Christianity. The worship of Krishna is one which is extremely popular in India. It is one of the great religions of India at the present time, as it has been throughout all of the years of history.
One of the questions most asked by people is whether Hare Krishna is just a passing fad or is it really here to stay. Next week we're going to try and get all the answers. Will Hare Krishna survive through the 80s? What happened to the movement after the passing on of their leader, Swami Prabhupada? And what kind of worship do they have?